cut expenses. It's gonna last a long while. I have like both kind of the optimistic and pessimistic view of this. I think from the realistically, I know that I think things are gonna get a lot worse from my perspective, from all the statistics that I looked at. I think after Christmas, I think the next January, we see I think more companies filing for bankruptcy, more people filing for unemployment, more kind of in next business, more people foreclose, and that's just the world that we're in. And although we're talking about vaccine, and I'm sure our company members look at all statistics. I think it's going to last a few years myself. So in my mind, I want to structure the business that is not just, we talk about recession-proof. This is not just recession-proof, it's how do you create a pandemic-proof, like I call it unbreakable business, right? Mm-hmm. So anything that, like a lot of the opportunities I look at, for example, anything that requires physical delivery, I don't touch. Anything requires a lot of local people to scale, I don't touch. Requires physical products, I don't touch. So it's just a personal choice because that's optimistic. That's the pessimistic side. The optimistic side is I think now this is the opportunity, possibly, not possibly, the greatest wealth transfer of all time. Mm-hmm. And there are more motivated sellers if you're doing any kind of acquisitions, any kind of expansions. Like now is the time, especially if you're prepared, you have the cash. That since the last BA meeting to today, I have invested in 2 deals, and one of the deals is only 12 companies. So 12 companies, it's like 13 deals I've done in the last quarter. Mm-hmm. And I want to do a lot in the next 12 months, 24 months. So there are so many opportunities that people like they want to have a conversation, they want JV, they want to do business with you, they want to sell companies. It's great, even with the banks. Mm-hmm. I mean, the relationship with the banks, and now because there aren't that many good prospects, low money, and they're really very.
They're looking for the performers. The banks want to team up with the performers, be part of that.
Well, the banks, some of them are looking at who's going to last.
Yeah.
Right? Like they're very conservative, but they want to see who can last this, and then the strong, the one who survives, they want to do because they still need the loan money out.
Exactly.
Those are the ones that work with. That's you know a lot of the inside detail of my business because we work together.
Yeah, you and I have had many different conversations, almost on a bi-weekly basis here recently. And one thing that I think you are really good at and that you enjoy is kind of that under fire scenario where people are asking you questions and you just don't know what's coming at. I think it's like a ninja, right? You don't know what's coming from the left or right behind you. Why don't we do this? Why don't we turn the floor over to under fire with Dan Lok and just get some good answers from
and the 5 sides. I love it.
The Asian
any questions from being members, anything like that too.
Beautiful. So let's do this. If you're in the virtual experience, let's make sure we're communicating over here with Mr. Jeremy Goff. Go ahead and pop those chats, those questions in the chat. Matter of fact, you can pull up the chat on my dashboard here, and I can see those, and I can go ahead and address those. Okay. Any questions from Mr. Dan Lok? Go ahead and pop them in that chat. I'll be watching that chat over here. Ray, and then John. Let's start right here. And if you guys can just
I'm gonna go over there. So
beautiful. Actually, if you have a question, just go ahead and line up right here. This is Ray Perez. Have you met Ray Perez yet?
I don't think so.
Ray is probably one of the top branding guys. Yeah, Ray is one of the top branding guys in the country. Go ahead.
Hey Dan, so I've had the opportunity to meet with Desmond, and since I specialize,
I can't hear the microphone from Ray.
can you hear me? Can you hear me? Check. You got that?
So I've been talking to Desmond.
You just might be kissed right there.
It wouldn't be the first time. Anything from my first day.
All right, can you hear me now, Ben?
Yeah, that's perfect.
Okay, excellent. So I've been talking to Desmond a couple of days ago, and one of the things that for me is very personally interesting is how you build your personal brand presence, because that's what I specialize in doing. Could you share with myself and everyone listening, when did you realize what you were putting out into the world had a lot more power and impact based on the perception that they had more than the actual, let's say, content itself, right? Because I know you're one of the few people that understands how this works. Could you kind of share how it happened for you?
Sure. So when I decided a few years ago, about 4 or 5 years ago, I decided to go on social media, and I was testing on YouTube. And I chose YouTube because at the time, we had basically, in my mind, 3 top guys dominating the business space on YouTube. You have Gary Vee, you have Greg Cardone, you have Kyle West, right? And I thought, okay, I could, there has to be a spot for number 4. And I think I have a different philosophy. They're all good. Like, they all like leaders and winners in their own rights. I have a different take to it. So then I thought, I think there's a space for number 4. And because of the barrier of entry, so right away I see it, I'll answer the questions in 2 ways. I like high barrier of entry. So, a lot of people, they run paid traffic, and I run a lot of paid traffic as well. But like YouTube and certain content is hard. Look at YouTube now, over 1,000 videos. It takes a certain level of commitment. Same thing with podcasts, anything that you choose. I'm a little bit crazier, and I don't recommend this for being members. It's just I'm a little crazier that I want to be able to be, top in YouTube, in Instagram, in Facebook, in podcasts. I'm a little bit more insane that way. So I truly believe there's a quick quote. I forgot from which leader, but everyone like this. Every company is going to be a technology company, and I believe every company is going to be a media company. That doesn't matter what we sell, products, services. We are a media company. Now, in terms of personal brand, in terms of getting out there, that knowing for myself, I have built a personal brand, and Mike will know this. In the next 12 to 24 months, you will see I'm taking the personal brand and then I'm converting into more different corporate brands.
Mm-hmm.
So now I'm put to this point, but that also becomes a bottleneck, which is why sometimes your current success hinders your future success. Because my personal brand is got to this level, but then I want to now transition into. So I'm keep doing the personal brand, but really it's all these other brands that I'm building as well. So I don't want it to be, I think Roland said it, I don't want to be the dancing bear when I'm 65, right? Right now, it's a dancing bear, right? And as long as people showed up, that's great, but it's like any celebrity. There's a time where people lose interest, they don't want to listen to your song anymore, they don't want to have sponsors, there's a time. That's the way I see it. And I think a lot of people go to social media where it's too short term, right? Like I think you gotta commit into long term. Think of this is part of what I do. It's not just I'm going to issue some content, I'm going to write some article. No, right? This is part of your mix in the business that you are
really long term.
Yeah, what happens to be real estate, what happens to be whatever. And there's a tipping point, right? Now, when you get, I don't know what the numbers is, but when you get a tipping point where you've got so much reach, the world just comes to you.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's an unfair advantage.
That's what I want you to share with everyone here. When you realize that happened, you had enough exposure, you had enough brand recognition, and all of a sudden you had so much outflow that the inflow all started coming to you. That's the one thing I've realized on a smaller level, but it's happening, it's growing. I'm a few years behind you, but that's what I'm trying to share with everyone in this room. That the more output in who you are will actually be nice. I think it hits me when it took me, let's say YouTube for example, right? It took me from 0 to 1,000 subscribers, 18 months.
Mm-hmm.
18 fucking months, right? And then from 1,000 to 10,000 subscribers on YouTube took me another 8 months. So 18 months, 8 months. From 10,000 to 100,000 subscribers took me less than 1 year.
Mm-hmm.
From 100,000 to 1 million subs took me just 1 year. So you see the growth like that, right? And I think it's when, if I were to play the numbers, it's 1 million subs on YouTube. When you get the gold, award thing, that's when it hit me. Then you're mainstream. Because when I go to travel, when I go to Japan, I go to Texas, I go to Vegas, it doesn't matter. You get recognized by just strangers. Like Uber, right? The US, like I go to airport, like the guy, the border officer, right? Watches the YouTube video. That's when you know, okay, this is big.
Dude.
This is not like in an entrepreneurial setting. This is just like regular day-to-day.
Dan, great answer. Thank you for that. Great question.
Thank you, Dan.
We're gonna take the term, are you mainstream, from the conversation. Write that down. All right. Thank you, Dan. Coming up here, Mr. John Crisadoro. Again, if you have virtual questions, I am watching that chat to make sure that I am addressing the virtual questions.
Easy question. Your investment in creative closers. So I need in-house salespeople. How do I get them, not necessarily virtually, let's create that relationship with clients coming into the office? I need suggestions.
So in terms of managing the remote sales team,
I just need more salespeople. Yeah, and we're open multiple offices, multiple markets, but we would rather than be inside sales versus just passing them off to you guys. We're not against that. Maybe that's something else to discuss. If I want people in butts and seats, suggestions.
I would say to manage remote sales team, which is awesome, because salespeople, they prefer to work from home now, they don't want to be on a sales floor, kind of the boiler room, that's kind of what used to work, right? So I think in terms of, I'll answer two questions in 2 ways. So to attract them, chances are, the ones who are good, they're closing with somebody else.
Yeah.
Right, so those are where I would want to give them further conversation to bring them in. It depends on your numbers and the metrics, right? To bring them in that way. And I noticed that a lot of salespeople, they are more short-sighted, like in a good way, because they're hunting salespeople. So like having certain bonuses, cash, those type of stuff, daily award, like.
Yeah, we have all of that. Our one sales guy made about 12 grand last month. We just need more of them. So I thought we might have a secret sauce in places for local and
Well, the way that I did it, yes, when I did the glass ceiling and good grow, it's really why I started teaching, closing, because I couldn't find a good salespeople. That's how I teach. Those are the ones that are good, and I just cherry pick them.
So great term closers. Yeah, I appreciate it. Thanks, man.
Dan, the man, the Asian dragon, thank you for that. Appreciate it. Good job, John. Now, I have a question for you, coming from a member, just asked me to ask you directly. This one's totally off topic with what I think is probably your area of specialty, but I like this. So, what is your thought in the shift of the manufacturing industry? Like, what is the future of manufacturing? Because it seems everything is going digital. They actually run a really competent manufacturing business, and they're seeing that they're kind of being shifted into not B2B anymore, but B2C. What are your thoughts?
I think, like, and this is not to, this is not political, because I don't want to talk political, where when we could travel again for being members who are in manufacturing and things like that, I really recommend making a trip to China and see. Because when you see how much like the technology and things like that, like you go to a trade show, right? Let's say the one of the big trade shows, depends on the niche, you would see it would take you 2 weeks to finish the trade show.
Mm-hmm.
Like, unless you're there, you cannot grasp the scale of how big it is.
Mm-hmm.
And unless you go to see how people are paying with just their phone, right? With like payment processing, entertainment, all that within one app. Unless you see it, it's tough to describe. So those are the collaboration. When you go to the factories, you look at where the artificial intelligence and all that, certain parts of manufacturing in China, it blew me away. Forget, like, I'm like, holy shit.
Yeah. You know, what I'm hearing is potentially, if you know, and this is Chad right here, he's a good friend and a PA member for a couple of years now. He knows the manufacturing business. He knows the business. Would he maybe be better positioned as an assembler, like getting the parts, maybe an assembly of a certain type of product, or just scaling out the actual sales end of it and be pulling the product from there?
I'm not a manufacturing expert, right? Like that's not my expertise. But I would say for myself, if I'm in that business, I would only be interested in the software that runs all the stuff.
Yeah.
I do not want any physical space. I do not want thousands of workers.
The business end of the stick.
I just want the control, yeah, either the pipeline, or they say with the leads and the marketing side, the revenue side, or the management on the software side. But I do not want, like, that's not this with COVID.
Yeah.
If somebody, someone to give me that business, I'm not. It's like I don't want to do that. It's just my personal preference. I'm not saying like it's too much hassle, too much risk, and too hummus. If something happens, it's, I'm actually an uncle who has a manufacturer in China, pretty big manufacturer. It is so tough.
Beautiful. Thank you for that. Thank you. Chad, let's have that conversation. Okay? What is it?
Like Beijing, that's right. Go to China, make a trip, Shanghai, Beijing, Guangdong, and then just do a round and you open your mind. You're like, holy smoke.
Yeah. Tracy, I see this question that just popped in for you. We're going to be transitioning right here before we let you go, though, Dan. Tracy, I want you to please do me a favor, Tracy and Christine, go direct in the chat with Dan. Dan, you obviously can do that. You can answer those questions in the chat box. I do want to bring up a special individual. Come on up here. Mr. Larry Yatch, which I know.
Larry.
Yes, I know you know very well.
Yes.
Larry is going to be, I just want to make sure you guys have a chance to see each other. Do you have any questions or comments for Dan? Because you guys have worked together, right? Now, Larry was training some of the executive team, is that what it was over at?
Yeah, Larry has been in terms of training on leadership for some of my leaders. Phenomenal leadership training, I love it. In fact, within one of the teaching I have, I share with Larry about leader and manager. Asking me to break like leader and manager, like that is revolutionary.
Beautiful. Dan, appreciate the time today, sir, and I'll see you probably in like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
All right. Have a great day. Everybody give Dan a nice warm